Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to another MAMJ Let's Play of a supposedly wonderful future. When we left off, we got some answers, although they may not be the best answers. So apparently now we're gonna go to the cafeteria and then back to our room. I don't know, things are weird in the future, that's all I'm saying. Also, chicken chow mein, kung pao potatoes, egg fried rice with prawns and peas, Thai-style fish cakes with cucumber relish, spare rib soup with watercress and apricot kernels, 11-ounce top sirloin steak with sauteed mushrooms, glazed carrots, onion rings, and curry sauce. Yes, this is all much better than reading a certain booklet about a certain medicine that's still assaulting your mental well-being somewhere deep inside. You could go through the menu 2 more times before pressing buttons on the place your order terminal, settling on some pizza, and the next 30 minutes pass in contemplative chewing as you dine alone in a hall full of unused tables. Upon exiting the cafeteria, you're greeted by the same Life Plus employee who showed you the way here earlier. He gestures towards the passage ahead, inviting you to follow him. You make a feeble attempt at small talk while the two of you walk through the empty corridors, but all your questions get deflected with polite suggestions to consult the project manager. Oh, what a nice room. A few minutes later, you open another door and find yourself in the small hotel-type room. This is where you're supposed to rest and sleep before plunging into the unknown again. Okay, what's that? Oh, that's our computer? Huh. Scanning biometrics. Loading user settings. I guess we're going straight to the internet. Welcome. Thank you. Oh my god. Okay, the daily insight. Rapture, rejection, confusion, and fear. The many faces of the century's most remarkable breakthrough. Okay, I guess we'll read that first and then we'll go over here. I don't know. On a rainy day in November 2033, 20 people walked into a medical facility in Singapore, handpicked by a team of Life Plus scientists from thousands of volunteers who responded to the call. They underwent an experimental procedure that promised something the world had never seen before. 15 years later, none of them has aged a day. 15 years later, they are joined by the forces of thousands of others who exhibit the same results, while humanity keeps incredulously asking the same question: did we just cheat death? Okay, Quantifiable World by Jessica Green. When I was born, the world was a chaotic, volatile, and dangerous place. We were fragile creatures susceptible to abrupt and sudden endings. Accidents that happened, diseases emerged, wars struck, casualty reports filled the evening news. And we could all for hope that our names were not mentioned there anytime soon. Some were lucky, others not so much. Tomorrow was a mystery. Fairness, a naive concept. Then I got involved in one of the greatest inventions of humanity, education. And I found out that these fragile creatures that made some petty or pretty extraordinary things, I fell in love with math. The world of numbers is fair. Every situation is described with equations, and all equations that can be solved. When a systems model is built and all the variables are taken into account, an optimal solution can be reached. There's no blind luck in math, no unfair randomness. The only things we are... Oh, here we go. Oh god, where was I? The only things we are... something? We are yet to understand and solve. Gotcha. And then it was time to go back. Taking the math you learned in the comfort of a classroom and applying it to the real world about limitations. Complexities started to creep in, and there were always too many factors, too many unknown variables to model anything with precise precision, or reasonable precision. Good God, I cannot read. This wall of text is terrifying me, apparently. Choices were made in the blind. Consequences were piling up, and eventually, my variability of independent decision-making started to feel worthless. Chaos triumphed once again. Humanity tried to cope with this predicament for as long as it existed. Some thought supernatural explanations declared the concept of destiny, claiming that accidents were not accidents but acts of God, a higher power that has a plan and can provide meaning to seemingly pointless events. Others tried to embrace the uncertainty and find beauty in the grand scheme of things. Surely our lives are valuable regardless of how inherently random everything is. they must be. None succeeded in improving their odds and figuring out how they did so. The perception about the problem was addressed thoroughly, the solution to the problem nowhere to be seen. But then something else happened. As science kept marching on, we realized that maybe we could deal with such complexity after all. In truth, that divide between the classroom and the real world exists only in our minds, because life is a system. Everything is a system. Too many variables? Let them come. We could evaluate them one by one, building up the model of our world as we went along and reusing it by using it by pieces. We had sophisticated algorithms. We had a computational power. We had machines that bordered on true intelligence, and slowly but surely we prevailed. The math of causality was cracked. Oh my god, my brain. Okay, it didn't happen all of a sudden, of course. One should know that there are no eureka moments, only years of careful and continuous research, and it wasn't 100% complete either. Science would not be a science if it wasn't ready to accept its limitations. Even now, our solutions are just approximations that are getting more and more precise. But for a mere kid like me who had recently forgotten all of her numerical analysts, it sure looked like somebody had hit a switch and let the light pour into the room. Suddenly, probability became part of everyday life, just like time displayed on your phone or a number of calories on a pack of a delicious snack, checking your chances to have a safe ride home or getting stuck in a traffic jam, or even to pick up that pretty girl next door was mundane as checking your emails. But it's amazing how easily people discard something once it's already achieved. An opposition appeared and settled in. They claim it's simply not right to rely on this new technology so much. Playing it safe is boring, they said. You shouldn't try to predict everything, they said. Just take your chances, man. Risk is a spice of life, they said. Today, simple living is a trend. Feel the feels, go with the flow, embrace the nature. The guidelines that many people mistake for a call foolishly reckless. It's funny, the culture of nerds came and won many years ago, yet checking your chances before doing something risky with your teenage friends is now met with the same stigma as reading a lot of books or enjoying math classes as was a long time ago. Stop obsessing over numbers, girl. Come on, let's get a life by drinking ourselves to death. Apparently, chaos hasn't played its hand yet, now trying to regain the lost ground by calling to our irrational human nature. Okay, well, call me old-fashioned, but I love numbers. I love to quantify stuff. I love when everything around me is evaluated and calculated, because that's how you make sense of it all. I don't want to feel the feels for 2 days and then die in a car accident. I want to feel the feels for as many days as I possibly could squeeze into my life. Call me old-fashioned, but I don't want to be a leaf in the wind. I don't want to serve chaos. I want to tame it, and we did tame it. Now, we just keep moving forward. When I was born, the world was an unfair place. But it's much better now. The numbers help us make it so. And for a kid who fell in love with math, that's kind of a big deal. Good God, that was a long article. Okay, Jessica Green is an acclaimed blogger and columnist who may have solved too many differential equations in her turbulent youth before settling down in the world of journalism, and who's been sharing her vision with readers ever since. For information, check your guidelines, blah blah blah, check your chances. Okay, I guess we're gonna go back. Oh, there's more. 2048 is a special year for SGGI as it marks the quarter of a century since the launch of their core education platform. Named EduFuture, or EF for short, it managed to transform the face of learning all across the globe and secured a place among the world's largest corporations for its owners. It has been hailed as a learning revolution's turning point, the first time when the traditional model was truly and successfully challenged to its core. Many of 2010s were characterize attempts to marry. How long is this one? Oh God, there's so much reading. Okay, I think we get an idea. Electric Eye Club in Hong Kong is retro night. I think we're good. I'm gonna take a break from the internet because good Lord, that's a lot of stuff to just take in. So what else can we do? We can go to sleep. Ah, modern art, apparently. I like the down-to-earth future design turned out to be. What are you? Oh, is that like the temperature or something? Okay. I feel like we should go to bed. The bed looks simple and comfortable, and like all inviting beds, seems to be silently asking you one more question. Is it time to sleep yet? One more video, Mom. Probably, but when did it ever stop us? It's early, the night is young. Let's wrap it up for the day. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of the good information in the internet stuff, but having me read just a gigantic wall of text may not be the most entertaining for some people. So let's wrap it up for the day. If you guys want to read it, you can always just check it out. Ugly little girl. What is that about? Okay, cyberbullying investigation. Oh, this is going to be another tough one. Good morning, Michael. How was your night? Better than my day. Well, I hope the good tendency continues today. Ready for the next problem? Doesn't mean to get a proper briefing. Actually, I myself wanted to say a few words, but you get 2 helpers on the scene today, so any questions you might have will definitely be answered. Right now, in an apartment not so far from here, there's a young woman who lost her job because of a very unpleasant incident online. She took it bad enough to start having suicidal thoughts. That incident wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for a certain manipulative bully. Your task will be to figure out who that bully was. Okay, what kind of incident? Impersonation. Someone managed to really damage her relationships with others by pretending to be her online. Our tech specialist will fill you in on why and how exactly that happened. Okay. Having thoughts, so she calls the hotline. No, but she blogged about it. Oh, I wonder if that's the person we read about. That would be actually interesting. We did search for these kind of things. You search for suicide-related posts? Yes, we have an automated system that makes all recent messages, blogs, or otherwise, and analyzes them for keywords, phrasing, and speech patterns to determine whether an author might be in any kind of danger, including the danger of heavy depression and suicidal thoughts. Then it sends us notifications and we react, send someone to help. That's pretty cool, I think. Thank you. I certainly feel that this is a good way to use our resources. Does she even want your help? She didn't ask for it. Okay, tell me more about the monitoring system. Yeah, did she ask for help? Well, she didn't drive us away when we showed up at her doorstep either. I think it's safe to assume that she wouldn't mind if we tried at the very least. Okay, what about this monitoring system? If you're interested, sure. Oh my god. What about people who don't leave suicide notes or leave them but on a simple piece of paper? Them we can't help, unfortunately, but a lot of them do. Many choose to be public about it. When you are talking to everyone, yet nobody in particular, there's a strange comfort in that. Don't you worry about false alerts? What if it's already too late? Do you even have enough computational power? Sounds like a government or a non-profit. Okay, what if it's too late? It's possible, and that happens from time to time. Still, we always have to hope for the best and send someone as quickly as we can. Okay, what about false alerts? It's still worth it. The people's lives we're talking about. If it means some resources get wasted along the way, so be it. Okay, do you have the power to do so? We do. That's what makes it all possible. We're even able to wrestle with the sheer volume of stuff in this world for quite some time, and that alone led to a number of wonderful things. Okay, we're the best equipped group for the job, which also makes us responsible to see it through, I think. Interesting. Okay, so how am I supposed to do this? Make a little investigation. Playing detective? Well, as long as you take it seriously, feel free to enjoy it. The guys on the scene will take care of technical stuff, so you just have to use your rational thinking and better judgment. Okay, is it time to start? Yeah, everything's ready to go on our end. Let's go. I'll take you downstairs. Your ride's waiting. Okay. So we have to deal with bullying this time? It's going to be interesting. Once again, you ride a car, but this time the world outside is thankfully solid and unchanging. You notice that all driving is automated, and that the engine's roar you heard last time is almost inaudible. The Life Plus employees from yesterday is keeping you company at the front seat, polite as ever but still immune to probing questions. After 20 minutes of smooth sailing through the Sea of Metropolis, you exit the vehicle, enter a nearby building, and take the stairs down towards your destination. The apartment in question is small but bright and well kept. 2 men are staying nearby. Must be the helpers Jackie promised. The girl's problems who you're supposed to solve is not in sight, but there is another room through the archway. Determined to make it a day of proper briefings, you decide to start with a chat with both of the men before proceeding to do anything else. Okay, so I'm actually going to leave this episode right here because that seems like a good starting point for next time, and we'll see if we can figure out what's going on. But until then, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you enjoyed. I'll see you guys on the next MAMJ. Let's play.